Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Kat Richardson, fresh off the news of her father and mother's divorce and the kidnapping of her cousin and bestie, Chelsea, is yet again going to be feeling it. In Tuesday's episode, Kat is dealt a devastating blow. How much more can this girl take? Her love life is in tatters after her romantic evening with Tomas ended in disaster. Hang in there, Kat. The week has good things in store for you. Even more determined to close the chapter on Ted, Nicole is after some male comfort, and it just so happens to be Ted's friend and colleague, Carlton. In Tuesday's episode, Nicole and Carlton share an intimate moment under watchful eyes. The fact that Nicole has chosen to spend time with her ex-husband's friend and colleague won't endear her to all fans, but seeing some new chemistry on this soap may be like a holiday of sorts. Life at the Brownstone is anything but normal at the moment. Martin and Smitty remain at odds, and nothing is as it used to be. The arrival of June in all their lives is still having an effect. Samantha and Tyrell have differing opinions on how she fits into their lives, if at all. And in Tuesday's episode, Martin resets some boundaries. Ted and Andre have a lot to discuss, the fall of one relationship and the unexpected turn of events in another. Ted is getting divorced, and that's going to be one for the books if Nicole goes about it the way she seems to be headed. Nicole is moving on and doesn't seem to care who sees it. Andre, on the other hand, is freshly back from Las Vegas with Danny and a drunken wedding, officiated by an Anita Dupree lookalike. In Tuesday's episode, Ted and his nephew discuss their affairs of the heart, while June gets a little help from her friends. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of September 29th reveal that Danny Dupree and Bill Hamilton will share a steamy kiss, while there's reason to believe that Catherine Kat Richardson will catch Eva Thomas and Tomas Navarro in the act. Plus, there's a new character set to hit the canvas, as Vanessa McBride and Doug McBride's son hit storylines. So let's talk about all the drama that's slated to unfold in Fairmont Crest over the next 5 days. Donald McBride will debut during the Wednesday, October 1st episode, as actor Alex Cheeks has been cast in the part. From the looks of the BTG preview for next week, Donald will come in strong by confronting Joey Armstrong about his father's demise. It sounds like Donnell will not only get into the casino owner's face about this, but he'll also threaten a lawsuit on the establishment, as well as the bartender who fed Doug drinks before allowing him to take the keys to his car and get behind the wheel. Of course, fans know that Joey was behind Doug's demise, as he and Detective Marcel Malone drugged Doug to get him out of the way. Meanwhile, Vanessa will turn to Jacob Hawthorne for the truth around Doug's demise. Will he find drugs in Doug's system? Is that why Donald is so upset? Regardless, things don't look good for Joey right about now. In somewhat related news, as Friday hits, Jacob and his wife, Naomi Hawthorne, will find out they are expecting. During the Beyond the Gates preview, Jacob looks excited about becoming a dad, while Naomi, not so much. Over to Kat, BTG spoilers hint that Eva will try to prove to Tomas that he isn't horrible in bed. However, how will she try to prove this? As the days go by, Kat will be heartbroken over something she sees. Could she see her boyfriend and half-sister in bed together? Even just witnessing a lip lock could devastate Kat. Elsewhere, Eva and Tomas won't be the only two being spied on. Someone will watch over Nicole Richardson and Carlton Fitzgerald as they bond. All arrows are pointing to Ted Richardson being said person, so it looks like he'll continue to regret recent actions that pushed his wife into another man's arms. Back to Kat. She and Chelsea Hamilton will launch an at-home shopping experience for their Chelsea Cat purse brand, so at least this may distract them both from other problems going on in their lives. In addition, Beyond the Gate spoilers for the week of September 29th to October 3rd note that Derek Baldwin will feel as if he's being left behind. Will Ashley Morgan make plans that Derek simply can't be a part of because of his condition? As Ashley is sensitive to his feelings, she may do something by accident and then regret it later. As the days go by, the good nurse will wonder if she's ready to take on the responsibility of being the sole caretaker of Derek. Taking care of someone who's in recovery is not an easy role, so Ashley may wonder if she's up to the task. Finally, Haley Hamilton will be planning her future with Bill Hamilton next week, but she may have to put any big steps on hold. Is Haley ready to try for another baby? She may want to rethink this, as her husband will share a steamy kiss with his ex-wife Danny. But will Bonnie do more than just kiss? Regardless, Danny will make an unconventional proposal to Andre as the weekend hits. In fact, it sounds like she'll push against him moving into her home, even though they are married, and she wants them to stay that way for now. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest Danny is playing a dangerous game with Andre's heart, as she uses their relationship to get Bill jealous enough to return to her. On Beyond the Gates, Doug's untimely death is going to have some fallout. Let's take a look at where the chips are going to fall and how Fairmont Crest will recover from this. In one of the first episodes, we saw Doug McBride being joined in a car by Randy Parker. We soon learned that these two were day one buddies and besties, the kind of ride-or-die friendship that we love to see on a soap. Randy is about to learn that Doug has crossed over, and it won't take long for him to connect the dots and figure out that Joey was behind it. Doug and Vanessa saved Randy's life by bargaining with Joey. Randy still walks because of this, and it won't be forgotten. Donald McBride is Vanessa and Doug's son, and he is about to arrive in Fairmont Crest and be on the warpath. Someone took his dad's life from them, and he wants answers. We are going to see Donald tear it up this week as he makes his way into the casino and gives Joey a dressing down in the backroom high-stakes area that his father knew oh so well. Donald has no idea who he is talking to, however, and I'm sure that Vanessa hasn't made him aware of who Joey is exactly, which may be why Donald talks with such bravado to the mobster. A wrongful death lawsuit is going to have a considerable investigation, and how far can that really go when Joey owns the police? The only one who can steer the investigation the right way is Jacob Hawthorne. Seeing Detective Malone and Hawthorne go head-to-head seems inevitable, and this could be exciting. Jacob has no fear when it comes to following the trail of evidence and the letter of the law. We can expect a significant shakeup in Fairmont Crest following this, especially if word gets out that the reason Joey knew Doug presented a bigger threat than previously thought was because Doug had visited his college friend, Bill Hamilton, and he was betrayed. Bill immediately went to see Joey to let him know, and from there, things were set in motion. Joey took Vanessa to Puerto Rico to create a watertight alibi and left things in the capable and murderous hands of Detective Malone. The action in the Beyond the Gates spoilers preview video for the week of September 29th opens as Jacob and Naomi are trying to absorb some life-changing news. "This is wild, Naomi. We're actually having a baby," he tells her excitedly as she looks like she's going to be sick. Naomi sinks onto the bed, looking shell-shocked. "Okay, all right. We got to level up," he tells her. In the casino's private poker room, Joey finds himself confronted by his lover Vanessa's son, Donald. He's understandably looking to blame someone for his father's passing, and the person he blames for Doug's death is Joey. "My family's filing a wrongful death suit against you, the bartender, and the whole casino, and we're not stopping until we shut you guys down," Donald yells at Joey. Newly married Danny and Andre continue to figure out what is going on between them and whether this Vegas wedding should really last. "I just had a thought. Why don't I move in?" Andre suggests. Danny takes the briefest of moments to compose herself before she asks, "Move in here?" She appears stunned, but that doesn't compare to what happens next for Danny, the newlywed, as she kisses her ex-husband Bill in his office. As she pushes him gently away, she says, "Is that the look of shame?" Is Bill even capable of shame? Kat is bubbling with excitement as the launch for her and Chelsea's company, Chelsea Cat, is about to happen. "It's going to be amazing, Chelsea. Our very own at-home shopping experience," Kat says, not registering the discomfort on her cousin-told business partner's face. It's about to happen as Samantha can be heard saying, 3, 2, 1. Chelsea and Kat flash their best smiles as their event is about to begin. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the comments section, and be sure to check out our spoilers gallery for a look at what's next on all the soaps the week of September 29th, including BTG. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, September 29th, imply that Eva Tomas will attempt to prove Catherine Cat Richardson wrong, while Vanessa McBride learns the ugly truth about Doug McBride's demise. Let's start with Eva trying to prove her sister wrong. BTG spoilers for Monday's show suggest that she'll try to convince Tomas Navarro that he's not as bad in bed as Cat has claimed. With that said, the only way Eva could truly prove this is if she hopped between the sheets with Tomas and confirmed it herself. How far is she willing to go to prove her sister wrong? It would take that much convincing for Eva to do the deed with Tomas, but will these two get caught up in a moment? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, Vanessa will press Jacob Hawthorne to give her all the information regarding Doug's passing. A toxicology report has likely been taken, so will it reveal that Doug wasn't drunk before the car crash, but rather he had drugs in his system? If Marcel Malone used the wrong type of drug in Doug's drink, all arrows could lead to Joey Armstrong being behind Doug's passing. So should the casino owner be concerned? Speaking of, Joey will get an unwelcome visitor during the Monday, September 29th episode. Could it be Jacob knocking on his door, wanting more information about Doug's time at the casino before his demise? Joey was in Puerto Rico with Vanessa when Doug passed away, so his hands are clean of this. However, Jacob is also an incredible cop with good instincts, so there's always a chance he gets to the real bottom of things. Lastly, Joey won't be the only person in Fairmont Crest who receives an unwelcome visitor, as Chelsea Hamilton will too. Could this be about her stalker, Allison? This is a soap opera, after all, so there's always a chance that Allison was released because of an insanity plea. Then again, maybe Haley Hamilton drops by Chelsea's for a visit, and considering her ill feelings toward her stepmonster, Chelsea wouldn't be pleased to see her. Beyond the Gates spoilers hint at another explosive day on the CBS soap, so it sounds like the Monday, September 29th show is an episode fans won't want to miss. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, September 30th, confirm that Cat Richardson will face a devastating blow. Meanwhile, Nicole Dupree and Carlton Fitzgerald share an intimate moment. Plus, Martin Richardson sets boundaries and more. Read on as soap opera news breaks it all down. Cat has a lot on her plate. From launching her new purse line, Chelsea Cat, with her cousin, to juggling just about everything else, she's as booked and busy as they come. But her love life? That's a whole different bag. Cat's head over heels for Tomas, but things between them have been shaky. And now, she's about to get hit with a heartbreaking twist. Could it have anything to do with that earlier spoiler where her arch-nemesis, Eva Tomas, supposedly puts Thomas's insecurities to bed? If Cat finds out, it could hurt. A lot. Stay tuned. Meanwhile, Nicole is ready to move on from Ted. And what better way to bounce back than to find someone new? Enter Carlton, who's not exactly subtle itchy when it comes to flirting. He's been hyping Nicole up, saying she looks amazing and deserves nothing less than being treated like a queen. Teasers for Tuesday's episode hint that Nicole and Carlton share an intimate moment, but under someone's watchful eye. So who's watching? Also, on September 30th, Beyond the Gates spoilers reveal that Martin lays down some boundaries. But with whom? Is this about Samantha and her boyfriend? Could it be June? Or is something else brewing entirely? Elsewhere, Ted and his nephew get real about their love lives, while June gets a little help from her friends. Ted's not exactly in Nicole's good books after she found out he hooked up with Leslie. And who could blame her? As for June, the mystery remains. Who's stepping in to help her? Naomi and Jacob, maybe? And what exactly does she need help with? So, what do you think Kat's devastating blow is? Sound off in the comment section below. Get the weekly BTG spoilers. Beyond the Gates airs weekdays on CBS. Spoilers reveal that Ted and Andre discuss matters. June gets help from her friends. Kat faces a devastating blow, and more. With Nicole getting a divorce from Ted and Carlton interested in pursuing, it's safe to say the two may become a couple. Here's your Beyond the Gates weekly recap for the episodes that aired September 22 to 26, 2025. On Beyond the Gates, Chelsea was still jumpy about being in public, recovering from her kidnapping, but made the decision to go ahead with the rescheduled Chelsea Cat launch. Kat told her cousin about how she hadn't been able to make love to Tomas, Though Chelsea advised Kat to have the heart-to-heart Tomas had offered on the subject, Kat felt pressured by him and society to have perfect sex. After Tomas told Eva about his sexual disappointment with Kat, Eva recommended that he focus on Kat as a person instead. Leslie changed her mind about Eva pursuing Tomas, proclaiming her daughter the better option for the lawyer. Nicole counseled June to make sure Samantha and Tyrell knew they were important to her. June gave Samantha sage advice about boys, but Smitty didn't want Tyrell and Samantha's biomom visiting with them. The reporter went off on Martin for his newest cover-up regarding Samantha visiting June. Ted and June bonded while he was at the diner, and June found the wedding ring that Naomi had left behind in its washroom. Leslie bought her apartment building and gave Eva her unit. But when Leslie wanted to move into Eva's hotel room, Eva caught on that Leslie was plotting to live in the same building as Ted. Peaches was floored when Leslie summoned her and gave her money to cover her medical expenses. Leslie said she wanted to make it up to Peaches for being such a difficult child. Leslie offered for Peaches to live with Eva, not having mentioned that fact to Eva. Jacob saw that Derek had regained some feeling in his legs, but Derek demanded that Jacob stay quiet. While Derek claimed he wanted to surprise Ashley later instead of giving her false hope, Jacob sensed that Derek was testing her devotion. When Naomi questioned Ashley's change of heart about marrying Derek, the nurse insisted it was destiny. After a drunken coin flip, Andre and Danny decided to get married in a Las Vegas wedding chapel, and the officiant was an Anita Williams impersonator. The next morning, neither Danny nor Andre remembered much about the nuptials, but they seemed to accept their fate once they found they had a marriage license. The new Richardsons wanted to keep their union a secret, but Nicole saw Vegas Anita's post, which led to Andre having to defend his relationship with Danny to the Duprees. Meanwhile, Haley showed Bill the post, but was upset when Bill hightailed it to Danny's. Danny resented Bill's hypocrisy over her marrying someone half her age, as Bill had done the same thing. Thrilled by Bill's upset, Danny told Andre she wanted to cancel their annulment. Ashley found out about Andre's elopement and informed him that he and Danny deserved each other. Marcel faced flack from both Smitty and Jacob, but he let Joey know he understood the casino owner's latest instructions. Doug tried and failed to reconnect with a resistant Vanessa, later deciding to gamble in a high-stakes game. Marcel egged Doug on and continued to ply the heart surgeon with alcohol. When the losing Doug finally won a bundle, Marcel took his stash away and said Doug wouldn't need money where he was going. Vanessa accepted Joey's offer to whisk her away to Puerto Rico, but had a harder time fulfilling Armstrong's request to take off her wedding ring. Joey comforted the devastated Vanessa when she found out Doug had died after driving drunk, but Joey secretly got confirmation from Marcel that everyone believed the death was an accident. Vanessa dreaded having to tell her son, Donald, that Doug was dead. Nicole and Jan separately raised an eyebrow over seeing Vanessa soothed by Joey. What's next for Nicole and Carlton? The Beyond the Gates spoilers. For Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, suggests that Nicole and Carlton will share an intimate moment in public. Nicole is more than ready to move on from her marriage to Ted. She wants to move forward with Carlton. In Tuesday's episode, the two will share an intimate moment, but they're not alone. According to the weekly teasers, there are plenty of watchful eyes. In Fairmont Crest, you have to be careful, especially when you're newly divorced. You never know who's keeping an eye out. Who could it be? Ted has interrupted Nicole and Carlton having fun before. And Carlton is his business partner. Could it be Ted? Martin resets some boundaries, but he's struggling with his own issues about this matter. What could he do next? Could his mission to set personal boundaries fail? Kat deals with a devastating blow. She receives upsetting news that could change everything. This revelation could involve her half-sister, Eva, and her boyfriend, Tomas. What's next for Kat? Is she going to seek revenge? Ted and his nephew will discuss affairs of the heart. It sounds like he's going to talk to Andre about his surprise wedding to Danny and probably Ted's divorce. These men share a taste for complicated women. Meanwhile, Ted has some surprises up his sleeve. Does he end up in bed with Leslie again? Stranger things have happened. Does he actually have feelings for the villain of Fairmont Crest? Will they actually go public with their relationship? Or is he just confused and lonely at the moment? June gets a little help from her friends. What's going on with our favorite new character? Why is she in distress or need? We're also wondering about the Eva-Tomas Cat of it all. Meanwhile, Naomi and Jacob's attention is about to be focused on their marriage and nobody else. After a week that saw a marriage and a death happen, the drama on Beyond the Gates isn't about to let up. In fact, the BTG spoilers from September 29th, October 3rd, indicate a few potentially explosive BTG moments that are now on our radar. A couple of teasers early in the week caught our eye. Namely, on Monday, Eva puts Tomas's insecurities to bed. Then, on Tuesday, Kat is dealt a devastating blow. There is a chance that these two events could be connected. The keyword in Monday's spoiler is bed. After 3 love disconnections with Kat, Tomas has to be a little insecure about his skills. Exactly how does Eva help him out? Does she help him out in bed? Eva and Tomas have been dancing around each other for a while now. We wouldn't be surprised if these two end up having sex and they connect on every level. As for Kat, there are 2 options for why she could end up devastated. First is if she somehow got wind of Eva and Tomas's extracurricular activities, whatever they are. At the very least, she could find out about how Tomas has spilled all of her personal business to the half-sister she hates. However, in BTG's weekly video preview, she and Chelsea attempt to launch the purse line, and Chelsea looks super hesitant. Does the launch go bust again? That would also provide Kat a devastating blow. One of Vanessa and Doug's twins returns from college eager to find out what happened to his dad. We're about to meet Donnell McBride, and while we never got to see father and son connect, it's understandable why he would be angry. His dad drove drunk and crashed his car, and now he's gone. And he probably didn't even get to say goodbye. What's interesting here is how Donnell ends up at Joey's casino and threatens the bad man, who happens to be sleeping with his mom. It's exciting to see another younger character on the canvas and finally get a glimpse of Vanessa in parent mode. On Friday, the Hawthorns receive news that could change their lives forever. Again, in this week's video preview, Jacob spills the tea. He and Naomi are having a baby. We see Naomi shocked and stunned because up until now, the husband and wife weren't planning on having kids. Something tells us that Naomi and Jacob are going to have a lot to hash out. They are about to experience some turbulence in their marriage. Is Naomi really pregnant? Plus, Vanessa's son returns and gets in Joey's face immediately. Last week on Beyond the Gates, Naomi fretted over almost losing her wedding and engagement rings. This week's worry is a whole lot bigger. Meanwhile, Andre suggests he and Danny move in. So why are she and Bill suddenly kissing? Vanessa's son Donnell returns home and immediately looks for answers as to why his father died. Finally, Kat and Chelsea are about to launch Chelsea Kat's purse line for real. So why does Chelsea look so hesitant? Here's the breakdown of BTG's video preview for the week of September 29th, October 3rd. The video preview is on fire right away when it gives away Jacob and Naomi's potential next hurdle. This is wow, Naomi. We're actually having a baby. Jacob's immediate reaction reads stunned but happy. Okay. All right. We got to level up, he continued. The same can't be said for Naomi, however. She looks stunned, scared, and reluctant. After all, she is on record as not wanting to have kids. How much trouble is this massive development going to cause Naomi and Jacob's marriage? Up until now, these two have been fairly solid. Will these two end up on the same page? Doug is dead, and his family is left to mourn him and find answers. One of Doug and Vanessa's twins, Donnell, returns home from college, and he immediately tries to find out what happened to his dad and why he died so tragically. According to the weekly teasers, Donnell encounters Joey while on a fact-finding mission. And as expected, the kid isn't happy. My family's filing a wrongful death suit against you, the bartender, and the whole casino, and we're not stopping until we shut you guys down, he yells in Joey's face. How does Joey react to Doug's son's threats? After getting married to Andre last week and seeing Bill's reaction to her impromptu I-do's, Danny is happy to see that Bill is jealous. So what are her true motivations this week? Does she love Andre, or is this simply a convenient union? She'll have to think fast because he has a big request. I just had a thought, begins Andre. Why don't I move in? Move in here? Danny says, clearly caught off guard. Elsewhere, at Bill's office, he and Danny kiss, and she wants to know one thing from her ex-husband. Is that the look of shame? Lord knows Bill will feel the guilt knowing how Haley feels about Danny's presence in their lives. What is Danny going to do? Toy with Bill and Andre? Or will she find that she's actually ready for something real with Andre? It looks like Chelsea's still reluctant to put her face out there on social media again. Meanwhile, Kat is all ready to launch Chelsea Cat's purse line. Will Chelsea go through with the launch, or come up with an excuse to delay it or cancel it altogether? She continues to be messed up post-abduction. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of September 29th indicate that two characters will get unwelcomed visitors, while Catherine Kat Richardson receives some heartbreak, and Danny Dupree does what she does best, stirs the drama pot. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of September 29th suggest that both Joey Armstrong and Chelsea Hamilton will receive some unwelcome visitors. Will Allison pop back into Chelsea's life? Meanwhile, when it comes to Joey, this could mean anyone, as he does have a long list of enemies. With that said, there's one person who will pay Joey a visit. Sept, midweek. Donnell McBride, played by Alex Cheek, will debut on the soap Wednesday, October 1st, and Vanessa McBride and Doug McBride's son will have an explosive confrontation with the casino owner. In fact, he'll issue a threat to Joey about a lawsuit, as Doug was drinking at the casino before he got into a car crash. In other news, Vanessa will ask Jacob Hawthorne to give her the truth about Doug and his passing. What will the cop tell her? Speaking of Jacob, by week's end, he'll get some good news, as it seems he and Naomi Hawthorne will find out that they are expecting. But will Naomi be as excited as Jacob? Across town, BTG spoilers seem to imply that Eva Thomas will try and prove to Tomas Navarro that he's not terrible in bed. How will she prove that? Unless the two do the deed, right? Interestingly enough, shortly after this, Kat will receive a heartbreaking blow. Does she catch her boyfriend and half-sister in bed? Meanwhile, Nicole Richardson will also have someone watching her, as she and Carlton Fitzgerald. Any guesses on who that could be? Probably Ted Richardson, but considering all his bad choices, he needs to suck it up. In other news, June gets some help from her friends, while Martin Richardson realizes he needs to talk about boundaries with someone. Will he have this discussion with June? As per the usual, right? Midweek, she'll have a talk with her mom about her new marriage to Andre Richardson, so how will Anita Dupree react to this all? As the days go by, Haley Hamilton will be planning her future with Bill Hamilton, as he and Danny share a steamy kiss. Will they do more than just lock lips? Finally, Danny will make an unconventional proposal to Andre. It sounds like Andre will want to move with Danny, as they are married, but she'll pump the brakes. Is she being fair to him with all this? Finally, Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of September 29th imply that Derek Baldwin, Ben Gavin, will feel left behind. Will this have to do with walking, or a party he may not be able to attend because of his condition? Elsewhere, Ashley Morgan will question if she's ready for her new normal. This may be about becoming a caretaker to someone like Derek. But will she share these feelings with anyone? Are you looking forward to the week of September 29th, October 3? Comment below. Watch your favorite CBS soap daily and check out CTS often for the best. Beyond the Gates spoilers, news, and updates. And Jacob's family changes forever. Next week on Beyond the Gates, get ready for blasts from the past, devastating blows, tense exchanges, and revealing confessions. Kat is dealt a blow. Does it have anything to do with Eva putting Tomas's insecurities to bed? Meanwhile, the Hawthorns receive game-changing news. How will Jacob and Elon react? Speaking of family news, Vanessa's son returns, and he immediately demands answers. What happens when he encounters Joey? Surely, the corrupt casino owner will keep away from his lover's son. Also, how long before Donnell McBride finds out about his mom and Joey? Monday, September 29th, episode No. 139. Chelsea and Joey receive unwelcome blasts from their pasts. Eva puts Tomas's insecurities to bed. Vanessa seeks the truth about Doug from Jacob. Tuesday, September 30th, episode No. 140. Kat is dealt a devastating blow. Nicole and Carlton share an intimate moment under watchful eyes. Martin resets some boundaries. Ted and his nephew discuss their affairs of the heart. June gets a little help from her friends. Wednesday, October 1st, episode number 141. Haley discovers her husband's been playing detective. Derek feels left out in the cold. Danny confesses her addiction to Anita. Donald McBride shows up and demands answers. A passionate lip lock leaves emotions hanging in the balance. Thursday, October 2nd, episode number 142. Bill's ex plants seeds of doubt while Haley looks toward the future. Naomi has a tense exchange with her newest family member. Vanessa's son encounters Joey while on an intense fact-finding mission. Friday, October 3rd, episode number 143. The Hawthorns receive news that could change their lives forever. In the romance department, Ashley is faced with her new normal. Danny has an unconventional proposal for Andre. Are y'all ready to go beyond the gates? This week, Chelsea and Eva channeled Dr. Ruth. June made a surprising new connection, and Leslie actually used her newly acquired superpowers for good. Meanwhile, Andre and Danny might have gotten married in Las Vegas, but Derek and Ashley are taking the bigger gamble. And ding dong, the Doug is dead. Or is he? Let's fill up those 2 scoops and find out what happened inside and outside the gates of Fairmont Crest. No air freshener this week? No orange jugs of laundry detergent? Just as well, because Kat's linens remain as pure as snow since she didn't give Tomas any sugar, and she finally told Chelsea about it. After what was apparently the first father-daughter's dinner between Bill, Chelsea, and Naomi, Kat got a moment alone with her cuz and spilled all the Tomas tea. "Girl, it was a catastrophe," she moaned. Should that not be catastrophe? I couldn't help it. Anyway, Chelsea cut right through the hooey and told Kat that she had overreacted. To her view, Tomas had been trying to open up a discussion with Kat about their much lacking sex life. Except Kat heard broken, thought he was referring to her and not that aspect of their romance, and lashed about by telling Tom he sucked as a lover. I still hold that the real issue is Kat can't relax into making love with Tomas, because she knows he also wants Eva, whom she hates more than mismatched separates. But that's not the hill the show wants to die on with her. The rationale Kat's been given is that she feels so much societal pressure that if sex isn't perfect, it spells doom for a coupling. Yes, unfortunately, that is the message we get, through novels and TV shows and movies and songs. And dare I say, porn hasn't helped. So I can understand Kat having this kind of performance anxiety. But what Chelsea told Kat last week still holds true. The right guy would trust Kat's instincts about Eva instead of doing everything he can to stand up for Ted's other daughter. Kat and Tomas are wrong for each other, and it's time for these two to cut their losses and run. Especially since Tomas is over here telling Eva inappropriate things about her half-sister. Seriously, who confides in someone they have the hots for that their current partner is lacking in the bedroom? I don't think Senor Navarro has been listening much in those meetings meant to make his workplace better for women. Lucky for Kat, Eva shockingly took the highest of roads and advised Tomas to treat Kat like a person instead of shining a spotlight on their sex life, because Eva easily could have driven the final nail into that couple. Tomas is ready to bust, and now Leslie is giving Eva the go-ahead to make a play for Tomas herself, because clearly Eva is the better option. Can't argue with Dana/Sherry/Lulu here. Comas is done. Can we backtrack to Chelsea for a second? As I said, Bill had a leisurely dinner with his girls, and when he came home, Haley was all, "Wow, honey, you were gone so long I thought your daughters kidnapped you." Tone deaf much? Haley knows Chelsea is still dealing with the aftermath of her own kidnapping. I'm surprised Bill didn't set his wife straight. Haley is so on my nerves since the fake miscarriage pregnancy thing anyway. Girls so insecure, crappy Wi-Fi networks take lessons from her. June had quite the week. Liberated from the streets, drugs, and her threadbare duds, the woman who still doesn't have a last name spread her wingings through her gig at Orphe Jeans. First, she served Martin and Eva, who got a rare scene together. The only half-sib Eva usually interacts with is Kat. Eva felt that the Duprees needed to stop ganging up on Leslie, but Martin maintained that Leslie should have no issue with the family, since Nicole didn't actually take Ted from her. Speaking of whom, Nicole had a meeting with June and let her know that Tyrell was slow to warm up to people, though he made it worth it once he did. This made June feel better about reaching her son, and Nicole added that all June needed to do was be sure that Samantha and Tyrell knew they were important to June. Samantha realized she was quickly, because she got to meet with her biomom to discuss boys. Well, one boy in particular. The fast-moving Nathan, whose speedy jump from kissing to trying sex had Sammy Sam confused. For someone who's been drugged out for who knows how long, June sure had some sage advice. She told Samantha to stay tuned in to her inner voice because it's just too easy to give over to what a love interest wants when you like them. Where was June in my teens? And my 20s? And my 30s? And, well, keep going. Too bad the Richardson Smiths aren't in the market for some of June's Dear Abbying, because I think she might agree with my own assessment of them. Martin had promised Samantha that he wouldn't tell Smitty she was meeting with June. Only then, when Smitty wanted answers, Martin caved and betrayed his daughter's trust. And Smitty was pissed. Martin had once again kept something from him. This when he's supposed to be proving to his husband that he can be relied upon. No wonder Smitty screamed at him and called him out for his pattern of lying. I was actually surprised by Smitty's force. What I don't understand, though, is exactly why Smitty has such an issue with June. It's like he and Martin have switched places on that one. Sure, Smitty is dubious about how long June might stay clean, and he's not wrong that June let both Tyrell and Samantha down hard before she gave them up for adoption. But for Smitty to go to June and basically say he was going to be watching June to make sure she didn't fuck up, it seemed just a tiny bit out of character. I would have expected that from Martin, whom Smitty needs to divorce, now! However rattled June might have been from Smitty getting up in her grill, it surely didn't last long because of the arrival of an unexpected customer. Ted. He was in need of company and asked June to sit with him, and when he said he'd probably fat up on all the Orphe Jean's food if he worked there, June told him he probably never had to worry about weight. True, she noticed his wedding ring, but he did imply his marriage wouldn't last long. I sensed some flirting going on for sure. Interesting thing about wedding rings, though. Wednesday's episode seemed to be all about them. Doug and Ted both toyed with theirs, Derek got Ashley to wear his, Joey got Vanessa to remove hers, and Naomi inexplicably left hers behind in the diner's restroom. You usually don't see that strong a theme running through a whole episode. Even if I'm not sure what the point of Naomi losing her band was, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.